3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, I'm Mijke from Austria, Europe, and I'm on my mission to smash stereotypes.
And I'm Banks Helfrich from Florida, United States, and I'm here to attempt to answer your questions. Woo, the music plays through. All right, you ready? And we are back. Hey, Mijke. Hey, Nika. I almost put your two names together. Welcome back.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. So, we have another question. A very lovely one from Jenney from Canada. Thank you, Jenney. And I think, Banks, you will like it. So, Jenney asks us, if one person in the couple is into personal development and reading, but the other is not, what is the best way to deal with it?
Wow, that is a tough one. Mijke, this one might be out of my. I mean, I can try. All right. I will give it a try. I will jump into it. Here we go. So what do you do? What do you do when your significant other, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, is not into the personal development that you are into? I'm trying to get it in my head. How do you go about it? Wow. How do you go about it? Mijke, all right. Here you go. You take your personal development and you use that in the relationship in as far as communicating. So use what you learn in your personal development and hopefully use that to bring the two of you closer together. And hopefully at some point your significant other will turn around and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'd like to try that. Or maybe I'd like to learn more about that. One thing I refrain from, and that is in relationships that I'm in, I refrain from attempting to push my view on others. Now, when someone has an idea or a concept, which is they are creating stories, let's say, I have to stop them. We have to examine the story. I ask them questions. I do not tell them they're telling a story. I let them come to that solution on their own. And that is how I would do it. So, Mijke, what about you?
So yeah, I also think leading by example, as you told us, is a very good way. So just practice your knowledge and just be open for the other person that she or he maybe or might be interested in your new view or explain some things. Or the point is, I think I already said the word, is the difference between the old fixed mindset and the newly open mindset. So I think it's a mindset problem which causes this maybe not tensions already, but this doubts or this difference. And yeah, I think the first or the most important thing or how I would handle it is to live this excitement you have for your development or for your growth, to live it with joy, with fun, and don't push the other person just show how much you improved, or how your view of the world changed, and maybe there you get them on board with some fun things like big events or seminars. There are a lot of seminars which are very high energy level, and it is not so much into the topic. It's a lot of entertainment, so you can come to the whole thing very easy, I think. And if you have the chance to do that together for 2 or 3 days, a seminar, maybe this brings you closer together. And from the technical side, I would say if the other person feels offended by your new view or by your new thoughts, or the other person doesn't respect that, you should consider if if there is no, as you said, Banks, no basic conversation possible, you should consider to think about maybe you go ahead alone, because it is a very hard sentence, but I always say I'd rather eat alone than to break myself into pieces. So I don't if you sit with somebody, or if you sit with an ego on the table every evening or every morning for breakfast, then the fixed mindset and the personality, the story of this person doesn't allow a bonding or a communication in a open and loving way. Uh, yeah, maybe sometimes this is the end, and I think it's better to come to the end when it's in the beginning, than to wait and try to convince the other person. This, for me, that doesn't make so much sense. uh, Giving them a lot of chances, showing them, or living leading by example, is, I think, a very good advice.
Yeah. Micah, you gave me a couple ideas, and that is being on board. Let me back up for a minute. In a relationship, I think it is beneficial to both of you. Okay. You and I in a relationship, let's just say you and I in a relationship, I give you something you want. You give me something I want, not need. There's a difference there, and we can get into that in another episode. We give each other what we want, and we make our lives better through happiness, through discovery, through exploration, through growing something. And I'm a farmer, so I'm all into growing a relationship, growing something that for my father, when he got married, he got remarried, not to my mother. Later on, I gave him a tree at his wedding, and the tree spinned around itself, and it was two roots. That is what I'm thinking most people want in a relationship. I could be way out of my league. That's what I want. I want a relationship that it grows, it gets better every day. We learn more about each other. We explore. Now, with that said, you are bringing happiness to me, and I'm bringing happiness to you in this relationship. At some point, you're going to make me laugh. I'm going to make you laugh. It is worth it to be together than to be apart. I don't want to live my life alone. I want to live it with somebody. Just to say. So happiness is kind of like what keeps us going towards each other. Now, with me saying that, I'm not saying that you make me happy, and I'm not saying that I make you happy. I'm saying when we're together and we do these things, happiness, I don't depend on you. You don't depend on me for happiness, but happiness happens. Joy happens. So the whole concept of if they're not on board, fine. Okay. You like tennis. I don't like tennis. You go out and you play tennis. I'm going to support you. I'm going to help you take you to the tennis matches and the games and stuff like that. Got it. I'm going to be on board. If I like bicycling and you don't, the same way. I want you to be on board and want to help me out. And I'm using sports as an example. In this regard, this is not a sport. This is becoming a better person, becoming a better partner. And that's what I'm getting to. How do you become a better partner? And in these self-help seminars, these discovery seminars, you become a better partner with the person you're partnered with. There you go.
Yeah, and therefore I think it is important that both are in the same boat. So if one decides that this is all bullshit and the other says that this is my future, I think there will not be so much happiness anymore. And because it's a development of the personality and of also a spiritual part for many people. I think if one person stays on the ground or fixed or yeah, stubborn is just a superficial word for it, but it is a reaction in because there is yeah, the energy doesn't flow anymore. If one person, and we have it globally now, if one closes the border, then there is a controversial yeah, it starts to uh, be against instead of be with each other. So if one person says, "Oh, I read this book of whatever," oh, we can do some advertising here. Remind me in the future that we do that with books. Yeah,
I'm writing it down right now.
yeah. So yeah, and the other person says this book is completely nonsense. So I don't think that they will have a lot of fun together anymore.
Well, you bring up a good point. And that is, you were married for 10, 12 years. Yes.
Long.
All right. I was married. I'll go with me. I was married for 24 years. Okay. And, and in the 24 years, when I got married, I was 28 years old. So I told my 28-year-old self, I'm going to marry this person, be with this person for the rest of my life. Okay. My 50-year-old self or 51-year-old self looks at my 28-year-old self and says, hey, you have changed. She has changed. The relationship has changed. Where do you want to go with it? What do you want to do? The point is it, I'm always on the side of make it happen. How can you make it happen? How can you make this relationship work? And do whatever it takes until the point, like you said, where we're not happy with each other. We're not happy to be around each other. We don't want to be around each other. We're not growing together. We are stagnant. And with that, you said the word with in the borders. And that is correct. You're with someone. You do want that with partner to be with you through this journey. And if that with partner does not want to be with you, even in the self-help, then then you move on. You're right. You do move on.
Yeah, that for me that was the main reason for uh, saying finally yes to the divorce, because it was my way of growth was not respected, not accepted, not supported, um, and also diminished. And for me, this was not acceptable any longer, because it is me, it's my way. And if my development, self-development, personal development is your own way how you want to experience the world. And if the other person does not want to be with you or gets it or even denies it or yeah, um, your ways will part, I think.
Yep. Yep. Micah, we're coming to the end. And before we get off, I'd just like to say, I really like your cowgirl shirt there. And those of you that know Micah, she is a cowgirl. So anyway, those boots were made for walking. Micah, great. Oh, this is wonderful. Our friend who wrote the letter, Berlin, or was it, did she?
From Canada.
Oh, Canada. She's from Canada. Well, thank you, Canadian friend. Question. Please, by all means, send them in. And this is what we do for season 2. And we're in the middle of season 2. Yay. With that said, I will see you next week. Looking forward to it, as I always am. All right.
Yep.
See you,
Thank
Micah.
you.
See you, Nika. Bye, Micah. Bye.